Niggas, they mad cause I got what I got. But I be laughing. Even though I ain't have much, I had a bad one. Soon as you don't do what they say, they try and bash you. She already know how I play, just bring the madams. Every car I got till I die gon' be the fat one. Forever in my bag, I won't never let it go. I'd rather die than go broke. I know niggas in the hood still on the block, I give them all hope. Every comment, I don't fear nothing, I ride solo. I know killers for real, I seen Shotty, he hit so-and-so. If money was a drug, I'm trying to overdose. Watching for the ops, I be watching for my cut. They rob their own family, think I'm playing, I seen it happen. Niggas mad, I made it happen. Stayed quiet, ain't do no bragging. Played broke, but I was stacking. Spent 10,000 on the jacket, it's Steve dance. Pop out with 200,000 on me, I don't need friends. Got a pretty face and a big ass, they know I keep a bad one. This is ZR1, the fast one. I upgraded from my last. They mad cause I got what I got, but I be laughing. Even though I ain't have much, I had a bad one. Soon as you don't do what they say, they try and bash you. She already know how I play, just bring the madness. Every car I got till I die gon' be the fat one.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, episode 71 of the Splash Cast, the ATL edition. I'm your co-host, Reggie.
I'm your co-host, Norwood. And it's another day of ups and downs being a Falcons fan.
Yes, yes, man. I am wildly optimistic. I'm proud. I now know it. Nope. I'm going to save that shot for Monday.
But said, nope, I will save that one. I will save it. That bullet's got a name on it.
But y'all know how it is when it comes to the ATL edition of our podcast. We talk about the Braves, Falcons, and Hawks / Atlanta Dream, a.k.a. the oldest, middle, and youngest children. The oldest being the most consistent, the middle being the most unpredictable or predictably bad, and then the youngest ones
predictably bad,
showing all of the talent. With that being said, we're only going to talk about the Braves and the Falcons. It's off season for the Hawks, man. I wore the red and black hat, to go with the red and black shirt, but no Hawks news today. So let's jump right into these Braves, man. The Braves, we cannot catch the Mets, dog. We are playing well, though. We are playing about as well as you possibly can to go into the playoffs.
That is the key. You can't do anything about what the Mets are doing. We need to focus on playing good baseball right now, and we're playing good baseball right now. Spencer Strider, 200 strikeout, which is amazing. I think they said only 3 other people have ever done that.
3 rookies in Braves franchise history to have 200 strikeouts in a season. Trivia question. Who are the other 2? Let us know in the DMs.
It's going to be somebody you're not even thinking about it.
But go ahead.
But we are doing what we need to do on a regular basis. Playing good baseball. Everything else will handle itself. We started out with a much larger gap, and we've cut it to 1. We just have to do what we need to do. So we will.
So what's important about the Braves, especially with Spencer Strider today? We played against the Phillies. Right now, I think all of our games left are against divisional opponents. So we need somebody to step up in these high pressure packed situations. And for our rookies, the 3 ones that we have up here that have stayed, especially Spencer Strider being the first, the moment isn't too big so far. He's been able to He's been able to tackle every moment. Even when he had a bad start, he came right back the next start, and had 14 strikeouts. He talked shit to the Mets early. Said, hey, they got a lot of swinging bunts.
He pitches like he's an adult. Like he's been here before. This is not out of the blue for him. He's very comfortable as him and Mike Harris, honestly.
There are the other rookie pitchers with 200 plus strikeouts.
Nomo, Wood, Darvish,
Mets. I can't say his name.
That's a hell of a list. That's the right list to be on.
It is. It definitely is, man. So shout out to Spencer Strider. Shout out to
Nomo.
Yeah, that's the dude that used to look up like this when he would pitch.
Yep. Nomo was a joke.
Man, and other news, man, even though we've been on this run, and actually let's start here. We were the first. We had 88 wins all of last regular season. With 20 games to go, we have 89 wins. Actually, we have 90 wins now. So shout out to the Braves, man. We said it was just getting started, and y'all messed up by letting us win the World Series a year too soon, is what I said.
Yep. I feel like we have one of the best teams in baseball. I feel like, hey, we got to play this series. You pick whoever you want. I feel confident that my team can get it done versus team.
Yep, and we need 11 more wins in our last 8. We have 20 games left. 18 games left after this weekend. 18 games left. If we win 11 of 18 games, we will have our first 100-win season since 2003.
Ooh, Jesus.
I'm also confident that a 100-win season gets you the division.
Think so, too.
If 100 wins doesn't get you the division, then hats off to the Mets. Hell.
Congratulations, my friend. You earned it. You earned it.
162 games and we win 100 of them? Like, all right now. Wow, the Bears out here.
100. That. Did you see that flea flicker?
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Y'all know we watch Sunday Night Football when we tape the Atlanta edition as well. And the Bears, I told y'all, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers were talking noise to the Bears. And I said, early in the season, I don't know if y'all ready.
And I have the Packers defense. I just knew that they'd get it together today. Do they have it together? He is going to score a touchdown while I watch.
But it's going to be hard for the Braves to get to 100 wins without this man right here, Ozzie Albies. He just came back from a groin injury.
Terrible.
Touchdown. They just came back from a groin injury, man. And now, after playing really, really well in like 3 games, really well, getting everybody excited. They moved Grissom to left field. I was like, oh, the Braves is popping. Ozzie Albies suffers a broken pinky finger while he was at the plate.
Come on, man. Somebody help us out here. We just got the man back. Just got him back. As soon as we get him back.
Did they say pinky finger or was it fracturing his foot?
Pinky finger.
Yeah, it was pinky finger. Okay, pinky finger. Yeah.
And they said maybe in the playoffs we can get him back.
They said he may be able to come back during the playoffs. Will be reevaluated at the end of the season to see if he can see if he'll be able to be available for the playoff roster. Because you have to set your playoff roster. So
my gosh.
So
and we need him.
You're gonna have to either save a spot and send somebody down, or you're gonna have to replace him. He's been out for a while, man. That might mess with your chemistry, although it didn't look like it was when he came back. So
they were the radio was in there clowning immediately. I mean, the Braves will figure it out. They have figured it out for the last season and a half ish. I'll leave my trust in Alex Anthopoulos and just hope that we figure this out.
Yeah, man.
That's my guy.
Yeah, over the weekend, we definitely swept the Phillies. Thank goodness we needed that to keep up with the Mets. We now have a 3-game stand at home against Washington. We need to sweep Washington because then we go on the road for 7 straight, 4 against the Phillies, 3 against Washington before playing the Mets at home and then going on the road against the Marlins to round out the season. We need to hold serve at home. And we need to, at minimum, split on the road. Minimum. I really would like to go ahead and win all these series going away.
Yes, if we focus, especially our focus of getting to 100, I think we should probably get there. But we need this so bad. We've been able to play second for as long as we've played it. We need to make that move.
Yeah. It looks like Acuna is out of his slump. Acuna looks like he's batted his way out of the slump. He's hit 2 home runs in 2 games against the Phillies. Right on time, man. Right on time. Look like he's getting healthy. So, with that being said,
his knee is bad, and you're just like, if this guy was at 100%,
Yeah, but I
even
mean, you
better.
you choosing to play, so you got to hold
Which is
serve.
scary too.
Yeah, it is. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of the baseball segment of episode 71 of the Atlanta edition, the Braves segment. The Braves are in second place, man. Fingers crossed. You see the plaque behind me. We always gonna highlight World Series champs. World
World
champs.
champions of the world. So you can either be a world champion or you can be on one of them other teams.
Yeah,
That's simple.
Easy,
forget
man. Be a champ or a chump.
And just pray for us this week, man. We need to turn this around. Mets playing good baseball.
They are, man. Y'all stay tuned as we get ready for our final segment, the Falcon segment, where we'll get to talk about this past week's game against the Rams that happened literally an hour ago. And we'll also talk about the next game going with the Browns. Y'all stay tuned.
Please just pray for the Braves because the Falcons are going to crush my soul every week.
How you be bad and still crush our soul? Whatever, man. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our final segment of the ATL edition of the Splashcast, episode 71, the Falcons edition, a.k.a. the middle child. The Falcons played the Rams today.
1 million ways to lose. The story of the Atlanta Falcons.
So before we get there, man, y'all know the Falcons played hard against the Saints. They were up. They ended up losing. They were talking a lot of noise to the Saints, man. Cordero Patterson telling the refs that they was trying to snatch his chain. You know, the Saints, some suckers like that. They try to do stuff like that on the field. That's why they got their butts kicked today. But we'll get back into that on the Around the League edition.
Good
Boy,
whoop.
y'all lost both fights. But
Ooh-wee.
and I'm going to let you know that I said I told you so about them, too. I said before the injuries, before the BS come, I said y'all not that good. I said before the injuries come, but we'll get back to that. Cordero Patterson is out here, man. So he's been playing well. But we knew going into play the Rams, man, the world champions who were embarrassed. They were embarrassed against the Bills.
And should have been embarrassed today. It's embarrassing.
So the game was about to start, man. And right when the game was about to start, you posted this from a guy in the Falcons.
I knew. I was like, this is bad. As soon as I see, boom, there he goes.
He said, never give up.
We're good.
And he fell. And I was like, oh, bad omen number 2. Last week we came out with,
I'm wearing a Falcons shirt.
and then he took a shot at the Falcons in the name of the Lord. Like last week, Rotimi cursed us twice with the white face of ointment and the terrible song, and now we have the pastor.
What do we do to deserve this? What did this man do to deserve this?
He's being ugly with the jokes, talking about.
But just like us and all Atlanta Falcons fans, is resilient. It was unscathed, unstopped, unshaken. He kept on moving forward because we're used to doing what? Taking
Moving
massive
forward.
falls like this and moving forward.
So the Falcons, man, they played pretty well. Marcus Mariota, we started off, man. We were down 14-0. They came out 3-and-out, kicked the ball. And then Marcus Mariota, he looked bad for the first 2 drives. But in the third drive, he made this improbable play.
Did he fall down, get up?
Oh, you didn't watch the game today. Oh, that's right, because you're in Houston. Yes. So on 4th and inches, we ran a bootleg and he had Parker Hesse wide open. He had Parker Hesse, who's I'd never heard of him before in my life. It was wide open. And got the playoff. So that's what Marcus Mariota was doing. And then so we're like, all right, we're going to score. Miss the field goal. Young Wei Koo, automatic Young Wei, missed the field goal. He missed one last week too, man. So let's stop here. When he missed that field goal, I said, that's going to come back to bite us. Because the Rams hadn't really done a lot to stop us.
They're not that. That's the reason I said they should be embarrassed. We're not the team that you should let come all the way back.
I will say, though, I don't know your beef with Cooper Kupp, but he was torching us today.
I mean, it's us. We are the team to be torched.
Although we made some plays at the end, man. So, but let's keep watching these highlights real quick. So,
and I did see that. I saw he had 11 receptions for 100 and something yards, 2 touchdowns. I said, boy.
So this was a big play at the. This was a big play at the end of the half to prevent them from scoring, or so we thought. Casey Hayward had made his 25th. Yeah, big play, big pick. What's his name had gone out, AJ Terrell. And now you can see, this is only the Falcons highlights. We're not going to watch the highlights of both teams because you want to see the Rams, you go listen to the Rams. But you can see right now the score is 28-3.
That's the nicest thing he could say, too.
The thing about it being 28-3, we made that pick. Casey Hayward made that pick in the end zone.
Oh, this is even worse. Look at the score. Jesus.
Oh, he made the pick in the end zone, and we got the ball.
Time out. Anytime it is 28-3, do not take a picture of the screen ever again. I want the world to know that.
They did that on purpose.
If there's ever anything that involves the Falcons and you put 28-3, I'm gonna be offended going forward.
So we saw one of the wackiest interceptions ever. They threw the ball. They went for it on 4th and 1. We got the ball all the way down, and we went for it, and we threw the ball to Cordero out of the backfield. Marcus Mariota, for a 5-yard out route, he threw it like it was a 20-yard dig. He threw a laser at Cordero. He stuck one hand up and tried to catch it, and it bounced off his helmet. Jacoby Durant, South Carolina State. Jacoby Durant, rookie out of South Carolina State, intercepted the ball and ran it all the way down to the 6-yard line. They scored, made it 21-3 at halftime. They came out in the second half, scored immediately. Cooper Kupp made it 28-3. And this is when we pretty much, everybody had jokes. Twitter was going crazy. You know, they always make this. And then Michael Walker had this interception. And I told y'all, I'm not showing it, my bad. Michael Walker.
That's 2 games in a row.
Had this interception. And I told y'all about Michael Walker last year. I said, hey, we should play him more. Like, he plays all positions.
2 games in a row.
He had another pick. And they get it down. And I said, it's only the 3rd quarter. And somebody posted and said, Lord, break the curse. This is the only time we could break the curse. It's 28-3, we down. Drake London, first touchdown catch in his career in L.A. from USC.
At home. Yep.
At home.
Parents in the stands.
Big and Drake London is a beast.
I told y'all, man, it makes you reevaluate Calvin Ridley. Drake London is so good that it makes you reevaluate. Hey, if we could get all 3 of these guys, there ain't no stopping us.
Man, and we'll get to the let's get through the highlights.
You get what I'm thinking. You like.
Let's get through the highlights so we can get through the analysis real quick, because I really want you to see these highlights because you didn't see the game. So they scored. That made it 28-10. And it was a good pass. Good slant, good pass, good route. And then the Rams came down, and on 3rd and goal, we played really, really well and held them to a field goal. That made it 31-10 in the 4th quarter.
Who is that?
Cooper Kupp. 31-10 in the 4th quarter. Marcus Mariota just woke up. Finally threw the ball to throwing the ball. He pretty much threw the ball to Drake London the whole game, the whole second half.
I think Drake had 10 targets. Everybody else had 3 or less. And
Mariota, I mean, they were playing well. Olamide Zaccheaus, he's like always the 4th guy. He's always going to be open because no 4th corner in the league can guard Olamide Zaccheaus. No nickelback, nothing.
That's the reason we got to be able to go down the field. My bad.
Yep. So then, right here, we held them. I said, if we hold them, and we get the ball back and we hold them on 2nd down, hold them on 3rd down,
That's where I think you sent the message or sent the text, and I was like, "Oh, I'm not stop. I'm not moving."
So right
I'm not
here,
doing
this is
anything
when I
else.
was like, "Oh crap!" When they blocked the punt and returned the punt to make it 31-23, I was like, "Oh my god!"
That's where I was like, "Oh Lord, here we go."
I said,
Here we
"Okay."
go.
So then Arthur Smith decides to go for 2 after blocking the punt and taking it back. I was like, "You go," and we hurt the punter. So we blocked the punt. Georgia Bulldog Alonzo Carter takes it in for a touchdown. And we end up going for 2. And look at this pass to Drake London in the corner. Bow. 31-25. I said, oh, my God. All we have to do is hold them.
When I saw him go across the middle, I knew at that point. The way that he attacks the ball, the way that he runs this right, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Let's just get him healthy. We don't need to play him anymore. But Kyle Pitts ain't gonna take 3 targets too many more times.
That's the only thing. So they went for it on 3rd and 4. They went to throw the ball to end the game, right? That would have ended the game. Bow! Hall forces a fumble, picks up the fumble, and gets the ball back. We got the ball down 31-25 on the Saints side of the field with 3 minutes left, 2 timeouts, down 6. And we end up messing up and getting down, and we had 4th down. Arthur Smith called a questionable play. The Saints did this thing where they basically got the ball back with a minute left, ran the clock out to 6 seconds, and then we tried to throw a Hail Mary and never got it off, and that was the end of the game. So it was an elaborate way to lose, man.
But we have too many promising things going on. I'm gonna tell you, it's a beautiful comeback. Time to move on from the quarterback. Every game that we go moving forward, we're wasting games. You can't do it.
So let's jump right into likes, dislikes. What were your off? Oh,
Amen.
my bad.
You know why I think
What were your offensive likes from this game, from what you read and what you saw? Or do you want me to go first since I watched the game?
I mean, I didn't love what I was watching. I don't think that I like that when we had the opportunity, he did step up.
Who, Mariota?
That's a hell of a comeback. Yeah. By any stretch of the imagination, he was efficient. I think he was like 20-25 or 17-25. So he didn't get too outside of himself.
That's the thing, though. Marcus Mariota he's not going to take the risk. Like, you're never going to see him make the pass. It's going to be like, whoa, what a pass. The most riskiest pass he's going to make is that pass that he made to Drake London in the corner for the 2-point conversion. That's it.
Which was still safe because it was going to the corner. That's the reason my like was such a weak like, because he's super efficient, but he's never taking the risk. Like you said, you're not really getting much as far as reward out of it. And I know that you're going to piss Kyle Pitts off. You got to give him more than 3 targets.
So I'll say my offensive like, and I know y'all are not going to listen to me when I say it, and you're going to be like, well, they got sacked at the end of the game when they tried to throw a Hail Mary. Yeah, but I mean, at that point, it's only, you know exactly what you're doing. So all they're going to do is just rush the passer, and you have to wait for 10 seconds for them to get down. But the offensive line.
And it's Aaron Donald. So it's not just like, oh, you got a guy over there. You have the guy over there.
The offensive line played really well. Speaking of Aaron Donald, he only had 2 tackles. No quarterback hurries. No sacks. The sacks came from at the end of the game against Marcus Mariota, and then when they did a blitz package at the very beginning of the game, I think on our first drive. Other than that, the offensive line played really, really good. Like, we ran the ball. Marcus Mariota was kind of dancing back there. If anything, it was Arthur Smith that kind of put them in a bind, but that'll get to my dislikes. The offensive line has looked good for 2 weeks in a row now.
Correct. And that's important for whenever we find a quarterback.
Yeah. So I'll lead with my dislikes. I know I'm not gonna take your dislike of Kyle Pitts only getting 3 targets. I know that's your dislike. I'll let you rant about that one.
That ain't my dislike. You can have it. Go for it.
Kyle Pitts could not have 3 targets as fine. If you gonna give it to him, I'm gonna take it. Kyle Pitts could not have 3 targets, dog. And I know, and the thing is, Jalen Ramsey was not traveling, so it's not like they were guarding him with only Jalen Ramsey, because they had Jalen Ramsey on Drake London, which was a very, very intriguing matchup, by the way. Kyle Pitts is too much of a weapon for you to not scheme plays for. And if Marcus Mariota is going to be that scared to where he can't get him the ball, they did throw him a deep pass, and it was he was interfered against, because if he caught it, it was a touchdown. So I see why he grabbed his arm, because he was about to run away from it like Usain Bolt. You know, them strides open up.
Help me, Lord.
But
I have been compromised.
That dude from the Saints, I think his name was Fuller. His legs were moving like this, and Kyle Pitts was just looked like he was jogging away from him. But to say you only give him 3 targets, even if you have to run a bubble screen for him to get him in the game, you got to get him in the game. You got to get him in the game. Something. What about your dislike?
And that, for me, it's the quarterback. It is the quarterback, the quarterback, the quarterback, the quarterback. It's the arm is not strong enough for us to go down the field, so we playing it safe. Playing it safe doesn't really help our offense move forward because we have so many tall players. Guys, we want to be able to throw the ball down the field. I hate to say it, but now we are definitely on Ritter watch. If I had a buzzer, if I had an alarm, I would hit it right now. Go ahead and make the proclamation. We should now be starting Ritter. Every game that we don't, wasting everybody's time.
Also, another dislike I had. One, I agree with you with the Ritter thing. I mean, Mariota was 17 of 26 for 196 yards. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 3 sacks, 25-yard loss.
Safe. Super safe.
You can't. We rushed the ball for 29 times. 27 times. 6 of them was from Ritter. 1 of them was from Huntley. So you take those 7 away. You only ran the ball 10 times with Allgeier and Patterson. And Marcus Mariota is not the quarterback to put the game in his hands. You have to dedicate to the run, at least to force them to respect it so that you can run play action pass.
We were down by so much.
You're right. We were down 28-3. So we were down by a lot. And he did bring us back. I can't hate on him for bringing us back, but Allgeier and Patterson Allgeier and Patterson were running very, very well. Defensively, what was your like? What was your likes, if you have any?
They started out bad. That boy Stafford went 8 of 8, walked right down the field.
12 of 12. 12 of 12.
Stop. I like that they did eventually buckle in. It was late, but they kind of got it together. And right now, I feel like the entire team is figuring it out. So if you figure it out late, better late than never. And, we had an opportunity to get back into this game and almost win. I wish we figured it out a little bit earlier.
So,
did we get a chance to? Did we send pressure like we did the first game?
That was my dislike. The whole first half, we were kind of sitting back in zone, and we were sending like one guy, and one guy wasn't that extra rusher wouldn't get there. But
early and often. You don't have to.
My biggest dislike, if I had to say a dislike, I'll get back to the likes. If I had, because it was a dislike. The safety play was just atrocious, horrendous, terrible, awful, bad, worse. I don't know any other words for bad. It looked like
that's such an important position. You can't really expect to win and have terrible safety play. That is surely a recipe for disaster.
And the thing is, so a safety can erase a corner's mistake, right? If the safety's it's very difficult for a corner to erase a safety's mistake.
That's the reason I said that. If your safety plays bad, assume you lost.
Man, they were cooking our safeties. They were sending Sean McVay figured out that Jalen Hawkins likes to come downhill and hit, and he was just play action passing him to death. And Cooper Kupp just was playing out of this world, man. So, especially in the first half, they attacked our safeties so badly, and we were just sitting back that. And I said, if you play Eric Harris, we're gonna lose. No shade, bro, but you just not it for us. Like, you not it. I'd rather go with the other two and bring somebody else. As soon as they brought him in the game, I was like, yeah, we're going to lose. And they took him out, and they brought in Hall. They brought in Dante Hall, who ended up causing that fumble at the end of the game to give the Falcons a chance to win the game. So I didn't like that we didn't blitz, and I didn't like that the safety play. Did you say your likes already, or you said your dislikes?
Us not sending pressure. That is the key. We are not going to be a very good team if we're not sending constant pressure.
Yeah, you can't.
The rest of that, we're just not built for that. It's very clear. It's very evident that we have to send the pressure in order to try to keep teams honest. That sitting in zone, we're never going to be able to get there that way. But if we can get people out of their normal, thing, then yeah, we have a chance to compete. But now blitzing ain't it. We need to. I don't know who needs to know that. But figure it out soon.
My defensive likes what I would say. Our defense, for some reason, turned into an opportunistic defense in the fourth quarter. They were flying around the ball. They were playing like the defense of the first half against the Saints. Like they were flying around the ball. We were getting sacks. Grady Jarrett was back there. They were very aggressive. And the only thing I could think of is, why didn't you do that the whole game? Like, and
right.
We just decided that we took away the run. Cam Akers and the other dude were running roughshod against us in the first half. Second half, they weren't running, and you had to put it on Stafford. So I like that. In the fourth quarter, we played with some urgency. I like our linebackers. I like Michael Walker. I like Rashaan Evans. I didn't like AJ. AJ Terrell is a great tackling corner. Bro, I just need you to cover. Because at the beginning of the game, Allen Robinson just left you looking for a ghost in the in the end zone.
They trying him now. Yeah. Now that you've had that good season, they want to see how good you are.
But one thing he gonna do is come back and hit you though. He gonna come up and hit you every time though. And that's one thing I do like. Our defense is physical when we're attacking. We are not a sitting back defense. If we sit back, we gonna get killed every game.
Every time we're at lunch. But you're right. If we play like we're trying to win the game, we could probably win some games here. Now this one, it's a stretch, but
hey man, and like I said,
impressive second half of football.
It was, man. This season, unfortunately, is going to be a season of building blocks. We are Bob the Builder because we are just trying to build towards a successful next season. We already know that we can beat the Saints. We already beat the Saints for all intents and purposes until we beat ourselves in the fourth quarter. We know that we could come back against the Rams. If it wasn't for Jalen Ramsey making an all-pro, reminding y'all that was just 1 week type of play to end the game, we definitely could have beat the Rams.
And Rams, y'all need to take inventory of what y'all got going on. We're not the team that you should be blowing big leads to. Trust me, as a team that's blowing some big leads.
Yeah, man. So our next opponent is at the Seahawks in Seattle, who Seattle just lost to the 49ers 20-0. So at the Seahawks is a wonderful.
I don't know why. I was ready to go to the Browns.
I don't know why you wanted to skip the Seahawks. The Seahawks is a wonderful team for us to get our first win against.
Man, slump buster. Come on, buddy. We need the Seahawks. They have less quarterback. You know what? Mm-hmm. That's a lie.
That is what you call a push.
No, it's not. Geno has played better than Mariota this season.
They did not score any points today. They got beat 20-0.
Hey, man. Well, somebody got to win this game. Somebody hopefully will win this game.
What to
By the
watch
end of the
for?
time.
What is to watch for? So, AJ Terrell, I called you out. They are going to put you on DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Two different types of receivers. One's big and fast and can run straight lines. The other one is short and quick and can run all the routes in the route tree. I'm looking how our secondary is going to be able to contain the Seahawks offense. If we could carry the momentum of the fourth quarter into an entire game, if we could put together an entire game and play pretty well. What about you?
Kyle Pitts targets. I don't think he's been targeted more than 3 times in either game. That's not going to cut the mustard.
And they
That
missing
we
Jamal
cannot
Adams,
do.
too.
That's not an option. That is stupid. That will not let us win any games. That will get you fired. That will make uncomfortable conversations for everybody, including myself, because I will go to Twitter and I will start a mob of people with pitchforks if you don't target him more. And I mean that from the bottom of my soul. That's what I got.
So here's my prediction. I got my shirt on. I'm feeling froggy. I'm optimistic about my team. I fed into the narcotic that is the Atlanta Falcons' hope, and I have
Put that drug down, boy. Put that drug down.
Falcons win by 17 points, 31-14 against Seattle in Seattle.
I will tell you, I'm not far off. 28-13. They scored 2 times. They kicked 2 field goals. We score 4 times, 1 in each quarter. Or we don't score in the first quarter. I think we score 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth.
This would be a great time to see Desmond Ridder.
This is the time to see him.
This is the time to see, because you got
I've
Cleveland,
seen enough of
Tampa.
Marcus Mariota.
You got Cleveland,
need to
Tampa,
see
San
no
Francisco, Cleveland, Tampa, San Francisco, Cincinnati, Carolina, Los Angeles Chargers are your next 7 games. I mean, 6 games after that. Winning team. Well, Carolina's not a winning team, and then the Chargers. If you gonna make the change, would you make the change right now? If you don't make the change, this is the time to make the change.
Yes. Well, the thing is, we got to figure out what he is too. That's the reason you might as well go ahead and do it. Because if not, we got to go back and get another quarterback again. So it's not like you can wait to the end of the season and still be figuring that out. You need enough tape on him to decide either we need to move forward with him or we need to go back again and try to get another quarterback, or, I don't know if any free agents, but maybe a free agent.
I guess I'm looking forward to it, man. I think we're gonna get our first win against Seattle, and I think we're gonna get some momentum going, and then we'll play against the Cleveland team that has us back on the ropes a week after that. With that being said,
Jets today.
The Jets in a bad
Joe
fashion.
Blacko.
With that being said, we come to the end of the Atlanta edition of episode 71 of the Splash Cast, where we talked about the Braves and the Falcons, some winners and some guys that are still losing, but losing more respectably. Norwood, if we didn't forget anything, take us out.
All right. Before we get to the getting, we're going to pray for the Braves. They're going to act right. We're going to get in first place. Falcons, this next game, it's a very big game for you. We're going to start running out of games that we think that we should win here soon, my friend. This is when we need you to take care of business. Act like you have some sense. Get the job done.
Because I'm going to let you know right now, if we lose this game, 2-15 looks like a real possibility.
Boom, boom.
Boy,
It's gonna get ugly.
it's ugly.
It's gonna get ugly like friend.
I'm looking
Let
at
me
the
tell
rest
you
of this. What? Tampa Bay, Arizona, Baltimore, New Orleans, Pittsburgh, Chicago, Los Angeles, Cincinnati, San
Get
Francisco,
whatever
Tampa Bay,
momentum you
Cleveland.
can get to
Good
get,
Lord.
Because after that, and I'm gonna tell you, each one of those teams has a pass rusher that plays absolutely no games.
Everyone
Can
except
you?
for Seattle.
Yeah. Yep. Better take it. And y'all know what I say all the time: take your W's when you can get them. Well, this is your W, and you better go get it.
You better get it. You
Can
better
you
get it
please
now.
pull up the website where they can see where we are at? And Touchdown Packers.
Yep, it is Touchdown Packers. So, ladies and gentlemen, bow. Here we are.
Here we go. Here we go.
Splashcast. If you go to www.instagram.com, search the Splashcast, all one word, you find us on the Splashcast. You will see the latest Splashcast 12, 24, or 36 pack, aka the Splashcast Variety Pack, pinned at the front, along with the latest episode and the schedule.
All right. Number one. We are here on Sunday. That means Monday, we will have Monday Night Raw, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Of course, we will take care of the entire league. This is Tuesday. Will come out, the ATL edition. Falcons, Hawks, Braves. Send up your prayers for our teams. Wednesday, there will be a Splashcast 24-pack. It is complete. Once again, I'm hitting home runs out here just like the Atlanta Braves. Thursday, the Around the League will come out for anybody who missed it on Monday Night Raw. And then Saturday, we'll be back to picking games Saturday morning live. And if I do say myself did pretty well this weekend. I think I only lost one. That's what happens when you bet on Mississippi State. They're going to let you down because that's what they specialize in doing.
I broke even. Miami let me down. The defense at Miami is really good. The offense is porous. So then what? Where else? Then you click if you go to our link in the bio, you click link tree. Yep. The link tree will take you to this page.
This is the page that you send to all of your friends so they know to like, subscribe, support, and so that they can tell a friend. At the top, we have the YouTube, which is the Splashcast. We have Apple Podcasts, the Splashcast. Spotify, the Splashcast. We have Google Podcasts. In the case that sometimes Spotify hates, you can go there to get the other podcasts like this week. Instagram at the Splashcast, Twitter _ at the Splashcast, Twitch, where you will be able to find us tomorrow as we go live at the Splashcast.
And Saturday.
TikTok, the Splashcast. Yes, and Saturdays, excuse me. That's a bonus playlist. That is the Splashcast Twitter. That is the playlist home for all 71 playlists. And then there is also the master list. And then we have the fantastic Facebook page. And for you podcasters, you can all find us on Anchor.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Still optimistic.
All right.
Still excited. Braves, Falcons. Take us out.
Number one. More Black Baseball. Shout out to my boy Mike Harris, Money Mike. Number 2, More Black Cowboys and More Black Cowgirls. Number 3, the historically Black college university you graduated from, your grandmother graduated from, your favorite cousin graduated from. Send some money over there.
Send some
historically
money
Black college
over there.
University that is in the city that you live in, the one that you go tailgate at, the one that you go to homecoming for, thing that you just show up on the yard every now and then for. Please send some money over there. And then the most illustrious and greatest learning institution in all the world. That is correct. It was founded in 1868. The Hampton University, the blue and the white. Send every dime you have to Hampton University on behalf of the Splashcast. We truly appreciate it. We've covered all the bases. We never missed anything because we don't miss like LeVar Ball. With that said, it's only one thing for me and Brady to do now. What's that, my friend? Hang out.
We appreciate y'all.
See y'all on Monday for
Love
the
y'all,
live.
man. Y'all stay safe.
Man, it's so tough being a Falcons fan.
It is. As I'm watching the Bears get pummeled by the Packers.
You know what? Could be a Bears fan. How about that?
Adios, mi amigos.
Peace.
Wish upon a star in the roof of the rose. 100 pair Air Forces, a ton of gold. Yeah. Wish upon a star in the roof of the rose. 100 pair Air Forces, a ton of gold. The biggest flex is to let them see you living without stress. I keep it player, can have any ex-bitch that I select. Jamming and having things, I'm wondering who next. But no doubt I'm ready for it. How many stages blazed? How many jets boarded? I smoked 5 joints, water in my garden this morning. Had Beverly in my twin, that's cool food. We both ballin', Bel Air Lust, that Clico in the cut, mix them up. I got the cars that you don't drive, you pay somebody else to sit up front. Drop you off at the dinner spot, come back and pick you up. Mostly it's my bro though, artillery tuck. I'm in the back with a fat joint lit and a cold cup. Bitch text me about pull up, bitch, guess what? Guess what? Wish upon a star on the roof of the road. 100 pair Air Forces, a ton of gold. Yeah. Wish upon a star on the roof of the road.